All right, so about to head to the gym here in a minute. We've got like a chest day. It'll kind of be a little bit of a push because I'm gonna do some shoulders and triceps in there with it. But yeah, just sitting here editing some videos to post for you guys, and then I've got my intro workout mixed up in the freezer, so that way it stays cold, right? Already drank my pre-workout. I'll leave here in about 5 minutes. It's about a 5 minute walk. Well, maybe 10 minutes, but it's about a 5 minute walk to the gym from here. It's literally right around the corner from our apartment. And then, yeah, we'll get started. We'll record a nice push day. And then I think we're gonna do some shopping. Probably head to a coffee shop nearby to work tonight. Obviously, since I'm 12 hours ahead, I still have things to do that are in the States. We're 12 hours in front of you guys. And so, yeah, we'll get all that done. See what happens. We kind of just play each day by ear. So catch y'all at the gym. Okay, headed to the gym. So we do a little walk through this little back alley, and then we cross the street into another alley, and then the gym is up here on the right. So we'll cross the street, and then I'll show you the entrance of the gym. That's one of our favorite morning coffee shops. We've been there a couple times. Okay, so cross the street here. You kind of just got to pick your spot whenever there's no traffic. And then we'll head just down this alleyway, and the gym will be just up ahead on the right. Okay, so Birdhouse Cafe, cute little restaurant that's nearby the apartment. We like to come there and work sometimes late at night. They got a cool little chill upstairs area. And then here's the gym. Boop, RQ, went a little too far there, sorry. Still getting the hang of this thing. But yeah, so Racket Club Gym, little automatic door to enter. We'll head up some stairs. It's on the second or third floor, I believe. So yeah. Okay, so the gym is on this floor, but they've got a little badminton class going on. But yeah, this place is usually packed with adults in the afternoon just playing badminton. I haven't really explored too much other areas of the gym other than the cardio room in the gym, and this obviously walking past it. So yeah, pretty cool little spot. Okay, let me give you guys a little tour. So there's kind of like 3 levels to the gym, which is this, I guess, upper body area. And then they've got like a little classroom studio with bikes over here. And then a classroom studio, what I would assume is like for stretching and dance classes and yoga there. And then there's the leg section, which is upstairs. I'll show you that guy here in a little bit when we go back up there. But yeah, so this is, they do have some leg stuff here too. But all the free weights, some squat racks, barbells, a lot of the chest machines, got a couple hammer units, Cybex Smiths. Yeah, so they've got the front desk up here. Yeah, sorry, the tripod, the camera holder was running out of battery, but yeah, like I said, got the front desk. And then a little coffee shake bar. They've got rock climbing outside. And like I said, this is mostly the leg area. You've got quite a few Cybex classic pieces, some Precor units, a few more upper body machines and cable station over there. Yeah, and then over to the left here, I won't show you guys right now, but the cardio room is over to the left through there. So yeah, that's the Racket Club Gym. All right, guys, so like I mentioned, we're here at Racket Club, which is just a few minutes away from our apartment. We're gonna do a chest focus, kind of like push day. It'll just be five chest exercises and then 1 shoulder, 2 tricep exercises. So yeah, we'll start with Smith machine presses. I've got no weight on the bar right now. Obviously, we're just starting a warm-up process. I'll kind of show you how I warm up on something like this, and then I'll also show you what I think is the most beneficial, efficient form for a press like this on a machine like this. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera back over behind me for this first warm-up set. That way I can kind of show you what you should be looking for whenever you do the press. And then as we go through the warm-up progressions, I'll also give you some more cues as far as what you should do with your shoulders and your feet, your core, whenever you're doing a press on a Smith machine. So Yeah, let's start off with the tutorial from behind here with just one plate on each side. Do our first warm up set and give you tips as we go along. Here we go. So we're gonna get this plate on this bar. So we've got our bench set in a pretty optimal spot. Obviously, as you go along, you can move the bench side to side, forward to back if you need to. But for me, what I like to do, there's typically on a Smith machine, there's 4 rings. There's 2 here in the middle, 2 on the outside. And what I'll normally do is I'll take my hands and I'll take my thumbs, put them on the first set of rings, extend it as far as possible, and then I'll wrap my hands from there. And that's usually where my hand placement ends up pretty good. So what we're looking for here in a second, I'll explain, but we'll start with our next step. So I like to almost kind of pull myself up into a pull up so that I can retract my shoulder blades, pop my nipples up toward the ceiling, and then lay my lower mid traps on the bench, relax my head back as well. Then from here, I'll take my hands. I like to do a suicide grip, which just means your thumbs are over the top. You can keep your hands wrapped. That is completely up to you. Obviously, it's a little bit safer this way, but I unwrap my thumbs, unrack the weight, turn the bar back to get the, I guess, the holder off of the rack. And then from here, I'll drop my arms nice and controlled, elbows down toward the floor. And then what I'm looking for here is for my wrist joint and my elbow joint to be perfectly stacked. So what I want to see is a straight line from my wrist to my elbow, and then I take that and I drive with my chest out of the hole to squeeze, and then repeat. So good control down to the bottom, touch the chest, push out, squeeze. Everything is nice in alignment, keeping my chest up. Okay, so now let's talk about the feet. With your feet, whenever I do these, I like to put them as far back as I can underneath me with my heels still touching the floor. And I'll think about turning my butt cheeks in toward each other and squeezing my glutes together. So that just keeps your lower body stable. It allows you to kind of drive through your legs off of the ground as well whenever you're doing this press. And so I think I've done about 5. We're just going to do another 5 reps for this warm up. 2 more. And perfect. All right. So yeah, cool. Just kind of glaze back over that. Pause. Thumb length away from the first ring. Wrap the hand or suicide grip, whatever's best for you. Do a mini pull up to retract your shoulder blades. Lay your lower middle traps on the bench. Relax your head. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect, and every once in a while my head doesn't come up. Honestly, it might even be more comfortable that way for you. Kind of figure out what works for you and do that. Then unrack the weight, turn the bar back, get the holders off of the rack, then nice and controlled all the way down. Think about lifting your chest through the movement, retracting your shoulder blades, elbows and wrists in alignment, pushing and squeezing through. Think about using nothing but the chest, nice and controlled, good hard squeeze, and then repeat. So what we'll do, I won't film every warm-up set, but I'm going to work up hopefully to 3 plates. We're going to do 1 plate, which we've done, plate and a quarter, 2 plates, 2 plates and a quarter, and then 3. We'll see where we're at there and move from there. So here we go. 2 plates and a quarter on the bar. I usually wait until this set to at least put my wrist wraps on because I want my joints to kind of feel what we're doing and not just help them from the very beginning. So yeah, getting these on now. Gonna wrap up nice and tight. So I've done 2 warm-up sets already. Excuse me, 3 warm-up sets already. This will be the 4th. And so basically when I do warm-ups on these, I just do as my weight ascends, my reps descend. So I'll start with 10 reps, go to 8, then 6, then 4, and then this one I'll do like 2 or 3. Get a good feel for it. I'll put the 3rd plate on here in a second. And as I'm doing the weight, so I have every intention of making that 3rd plate be the working set, the first working set. But if for some reason like I've progressed or if I feel good or don't really know where I'm going to be at, I'm also mindful of the fact that if I feel like I can do 10 to 12 reps, whenever I get to rep 2 or 3, I'll rack the weight, I'll add more weight on the next set, and then I'll make that the first working set. So that just teaches you to be conscious and present throughout not only your warm-ups, but your actual working sets, because you're doing everything with intention. You're trying to get a feel for the weight, for the reps, for the movement, how your body feels, how your strength feels that day. Joints, being aware of what it is you're asking your body to do. And the best test of that is to be doing a heavy set and say, okay, like realistically, I think I can get 10 reps here. I'm on 2 or 3. Let me rack this weight, try some heavier weight because I'm feeling like I can today, and then knocking it out. So hopefully that makes sense. It makes sense to me, but maybe we can describe it better at some other point if it doesn't make sense to you guys. So yeah, like I said, this is the 4th warm-up set. 2, 3 reps. Here we go. Everything stays the same. Form is tight, nice and controlled. Okay. So like I mentioned last round, I think last week, I want to say with 3 plates, I got 12. So technically, I think that I know I can go up. But again, every week is different. So what we do is we go into the set with the intention of doing 12 or more again. And if we do 2, 3 reps and it feels like the weight's moving pretty solidly, then that's when we make the conscious decision to put the weight down, add some weight, and then make the next set a working set. So you treat this like a real set. Just like with every warm-up set, you should treat it like it's a real set, even though it may not be. That way you have the option to stop and then, I guess, restart the real set on the next set. So yeah, let's see what we can get here. See how we feel. Okay, we're gonna try it. We'll add a quarter on here and then try to get 8. Come on, boy. Okay, back off set. So I know I've explained this a couple times, but back off set, just dropping a small percentage of the weight to a lower weight. Obviously, the thing that makes the most sense here is just drop the quarter off at the end. And then for this particular exercise, I would like to get more than 8 on the back off, but if we do end up at 8, nothing to cry about. But with both sets now, we'd be looking to keep the same weight and working the reps up into the 12, 13, 14 range before we add more weight to do it again. So yeah, back off set, shooting for 12. If we land somewhere between 8 to 10, won't be too upset about it. But we have our goal. We know what we're okay with, and then now it's just a matter of just executing and trying to make it happen. So everything stays the same: form, intensity, intention, and then we live with the results. Right? Come on, baby. Oh, both of those. I was gonna fight the last one up no matter what. That's how we do it. Now we've got exercise two. So camera's a little close to the machine, but it's just gonna be the best angle here in front of the mirror to be able to show you the form on this thing. So for me, this is the way I teach it. Anybody else, do whatever, listen to whoever, or you can listen to me. But on like, let me start with this. I'm gonna rant for a second. This wouldn't technically typically be my second exercise selected, but because here I'm a little bit limited to what I have available to me. This actually makes a pretty good second selection, compared to what's here. So, yeah, hammer incline. This is a pretty universal machine. You can find it pretty much anywhere, or some variation of it anywhere in pretty much any gym. So, yeah. So what I do for this is I teach people with these in particular, especially because the handles are slanted down. You start with the end of the handle being about armpit level. So here's the top of my armpit. There's the top of the handle. You see that? So what I'll do from there is I'll take kind of the same principle as on the Smith, thumb length away from the end of the bar, and then I'll push upward. And so technically what I'm looking for here is for my wrist and elbow to be stacked on the back end. So if I can see a straight line from my wrist to my elbow in the back here, then that's the type of start that I'm looking for. So elbow and wrist are stacked. Here, I always tell people it is an incline machine, but it is hard for some people because we're a very, I guess, overly rotated forward uh, species from all the things that we do that are in front of us, looking at our phone, washing dishes, on the computer, emails, texting, caring for a baby. It's all in front, so everyone's super rounded forward. So what you want to do, what this allows you to do, leaning forward in the seat, so hips forward a little bit, allows you to retract your shoulder blades and pop your chest up. So check the difference. See that? Now hips forward. Look at how much more I'm able to lift my chest on this. So same deal. Thumb lift away from the end. Chest nice and high. Hips are a little bit off of the back of the pad. Squeeze. And so for me, what I'm looking for here, so I don't really like how congested this feels when I come down. It almost feels like the angle of my elbow is too close. So I'll go ahead and take a little bit more width on the outside. Much better. Chest up. 5, 2, 4. And so as you progress through your workouts, obviously you're already warm from the first working sets. So really, you're just getting a feel for the exercises as you continue throughout. So second exercise, I might just do 3 or 4 reps on each workup set, just to get a feel for it, get my body acclimated to the exercise, and then kind of tweak what I need to as I went along. So you'll notice that I didn't like the way my hand felt, my elbow felt, so I went ahead and got a little bit more width. So yeah, once I'm there, trying to stretch on the back end, squeeze my elbows together at the top, and feel that upper chest work on this machine. So yeah, do another warm up set or two, and then I'll catch you guys on the working sets. exercise 3, pec deck. It's a pretty cool one. Uh, Honestly, I'm not a big pec deck fan in general. This one isn't bad, just as that skinny back pad. You can kind of open your chest and shoulders up around it. So one of my favorites, but not my favorite exercise. If there were like a more concise, less spaced out cable stack, I would probably do some cable flies with a like a dumbbell bench, right? But this is what we got to work with. So yeah, quick little rundown of how I do these. Do one more warm up set, and then we'll do our 2 sets of 12 to 15 here. So this is kind of where I get a little bit more rep volume. Obviously, you saw in the first 2 exercises that stayed around 8 to 10, maybe 12 on some of them. But yeah, this one here definitely up into the higher rep ranges for at least 2 sets. And the second set will be a rest pause. So rest pause is just finish the reps that you can without any partials or any extra force reps. You can decide 10 breaths, 20 seconds. I'm going to do 15 seconds. So 1, 2, 3. Set the weight down. So I'll finish my set the weight down, count to 15, grab the weight, do it again, try to get as many as I can. So yeah, like I said, quick tutorial here. So what I'll do, a good way to start is, so this is a T, right? I come just below the T where I want to grab my handles for this exercise. And then once you get up to working heavyweight, it gets kind of hard to start with both arms back. So what I'll do is I'll take one side, bring it to the middle, or kind of over the middle, and then the other side. And then I'll hold here with both hands clasped, get my hips into the corner of the pad, lean all the way back, chest up, release, soft bend in the elbow all the way back. And then don't think about your hands. Think about your elbows leading forward and in to squeeze. And then we're just going to do like 6 really good controlled reps here. Think about your elbows squeezing together. Chest stays open. Feel the stretch. Control, squeeze. Feel the stretch. Control, squeeze. And then do it again one more time. Cool. So that's that for those. Pretty simple. Probably don't set it down the way I just did. Maybe rotate it back. Put one side down at a time. But just protect yourself. Obviously, you can't get stronger, gain muscle, lose fat if you're sitting on the sidelines injured. So always try your best to be mindful and careful. But yeah, we'll add, I think I'll go up 40 pounds just so we can get right into the work. Shooting for 12 to 15. Repeat with slightly less weight, rest pause, and that'll be exercise 3.
Build it up.
12:15, rest pause. Your choice of rest pause. Mine was 15 seconds. All that does is it gives you a little bit of chance to catch your breath, let your muscles rest for just a second, and then you just repeat. Allows you to get more volume with the same amount of weight. So if I were theoretically strong enough to do 17 reps or whatever that was with 140, awesome. But because I'm not, that extra 15-second break allows me to get 217, which kind of creates the same volume. And the pump on these is just crazy. So good. Exercise 3 done. 2 exercises to go. Next exercise is going to be flat dumbbell press. And then we'll come either back over here for some cable flies, maybe. But I'm thinking I might just go dumbbell flies to finish off the chest portion. Then we'll hit 1 lateral raise, 2 tricep exercises. We'll call it a day for today. So here we go. I said I was going to do flat dumbbell press. Saw this, decided I'd give it a shot. Again, not necessarily something I'd pick for my purposes, but I wanted to give it a shot. So just another hammer piece. I'll run you through a quick tutorial again. With these pieces, like I said, they usually have slanted handles. Try to start with the tip as close to your, or parallel to your armpit as you can. On both sides, obviously the machine's even. So I'm pretty close here. I'll do a thumb length away from the tip on one side, same on the other. And then one of the things that I noticed that people do on these machines is that they put the seat super high up, and that makes their arm kind of scoot downward. And we don't want that, because what that does is it takes the pressure off what we're trying to work. So too much open angle in the arm is going to put a lot of pressure on your front delt, your rotator cuff, and a lot of people don't know how to change muscles that they're working. So what they'll do is they'll tend to push with their front delt. And we don't want that. We don't want to push with this. We want to push with the outer lower pec. So when you're set, chest up, you want to make sure those handles are set correctly so that the fallout hand problem doesn't happen. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to think about squeezing our elbows together on the front end as tight as possible for as much of a contraction as we can get. So we'll do a thumb length away from the tip again. Same on this side. Big stretch. So I try not to stretch any more than when my wrist and elbow joint are in alignment. So for me, that's about right there. Hard squeeze forward and then repeat. So stretch and squeeze each time. Remember, this is my working. Going for 10. There's more, there's more. Good set. Last set, last press set. Just aiming for another 12. Nothing crazy. Finish off with some flies, shoulders, triceps. Get out of here. Good. Okay, I already recorded one set of these, but the video cut out for some reason. It might have been when I moved my headphones or something, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so last exercise, dumbbell pec flies. Basically what I said was just really here. I don't really consider this like a prime mover. I just, think of it more of like a stretch, a little bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a contraction, but more so the stretch than anything. Um, when your chest is in a lengthened position, it's still strong. So that's why I typically put these last. More length, right? Less shortening. But yeah, so getting a good stretch out of these. You'll notice that I don't do these like my machine pec fly or cable pec fly, I get a pretty aggressive bend in the elbow, almost to where it's like a wide chest press, and I'll turn my thumbs outward just for a little bit, inward, excuse me, for a little bit more stretch. And as I come up, I think about pushing my elbow in, pinky rotates toward my face, right? Like I'm gonna dig in my nose, huh? And then I repeat the movement coming down. So just a smooth, controlled 12 to 15 reps, focus on the stretch. Like I said, aggressive bend in the elbow, shoulder blades retracted, chest up. Try to keep it that way the whole time, and then just get as many as we can within the rep range. This will be the last exercise I show for today, so here we go. So aggressive bend in the elbow, thumbs rotate forward, so thumbs forward, pinky in, keeping it in about that 60% range, because what I think about here, I can hold these here all day long, right? I feel nothing in my chest. But as soon as I drop them to about here, I do get a little bit of tension in there, so I try to keep it in about that range of motion for all 12 reps. Like, ooh, brother. Okay, so ran home, showered real quick, got out the house. I have a therapy session at 8, obviously online. So yeah, we'll do that here in a second. But I just stopped at this little, it's called Coffee Club. There's several of these throughout Bangkok. They're all open 24 hours. But we've come here several times to have dinner, which is always really good. And then of course, you can also work here. So I might go somewhere else to work. We'll see. But I do like to come here to eat for sure, and maybe I'll stay to work. But I'll flip this around. I'll show you the restaurant and what I ordered, and then yeah, I'll knock this out, and then I'll get this therapy session going. I'll get some work done tonight, and that'll be my day. So not always moving around, but definitely staying busy. Okay, so we just finished out therapy. Been here for about an hour and a half. Gonna knock out some work. Yeah, Starbucks. Yeah, knock out some work, finish what I gotta do, head home, and that'll be the day. So I'll see y'all next time.